Don't forget to go down in the description below to check out all the discounts and reductions and special offers available for different softwares. Thank you. DxO has few different noise reduction options, such as on the right hand side you do have high quality prime, DeepPrime, and DeepPrime XD or XD2S. Now I'm going to get rid of this thing. I'm going to get to it later. I'm going to tell you why I did that. But before I get into it, I'm going to explain you specifically the XD or XD2S. If I remember correctly, the XD2S do not support all the raw files. Generally, Fuji Xtrans is not supported by XD2S. So unfortunately, you need to use XD only, not 2S. But this case, I have a very noisy image. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to show you exactly how noisy is this. There you go. And it's a 25,600 ISO, the Micro Four Third Olympus EM5, the first one. So you can imagine that how noisy it is. So what I did, I actually exported same image with the 4 different noise reduction modes. If this video is very helpful to you until this point, then I highly appreciate your help if you go down into description below and click in the links necessary in order to chip in some money for coffee so that I can make more videos for you and for myself as well. And thank you for watching this video. But I did turn off the lens softness compensation and the unsharp max. Idea is to make sure that the default version of it, to see exactly what is does it give a proper image without destroying details. We can talk about the sharpness later. The second thing I would like to tell you is that I also exported the same image from the Topaz using the default settings, but we're going to get to it later. But first we're going to compare the 4 different modes side by side. And then what I did here, actually, I added the watermark to make sure that I know what image is what without talking crap. So let's get to the comparison right now. So I'm going to get into the desktop, make sure that I have my images available. Then DxO noise reduction. I'm going to open the first image. So that's the DeepPrime, but don't worry about it. I'm going to open all of it, especially the DxO version. Duck. And then open. And there it is. We have all 4 images: high quality, prime, DeepPrime, and XD2S. We're going to get into the zooming in. I'm going to turn off the file name and histogram. For now, I just need all 4. Now, high quality, I kind of knew that it's not going to be the best result, but the prime, the very first DxO's special noise reduction option, was the well-known image noise reduction for a very long time. It was already good at the time. Now, then you had the DeepPrime, which improved quite a bit. But how much is the improvement? So I'm going to go into the 100% and then get into the grain area and to see exactly how much noise reduction was done and the improvement was done. So the DeepPrime and Prime was quite close. Mind you, I used default slider. I did not manipulate anything. So whatever you see is what you get. Obviously, the XD2S gave you the most best result. What I find it interesting though is that the Prime is kinda better than the DeepPrime in my eyes, at least for the grain side. Obviously it could reduce them. I did not, because I want to see the default. So the default setting, the Prime is kinda better than the DeepPrime. Strange. Now let's look at the details though. So the details is very important when you do the noise reduction, because obviously sometimes the noise reduction comes with a price, which is not very ideal. The all four has better details, of course, without a doubt. I'm not mentioning much XD2S because clearly very smooth, extremely well done for a 25,600 ISO, which is fantastic. I could not ask you better than that. Then the details is slightly less in my opinion. However, you can always add sharpening and then get the details back. Interestingly though, I find if you look at the D, you can see that DeepPrime has better detail. The D is totally intact, where the Prime has a bit of a loss of a detail here. So even though the Prime has less grain, the DeepPrime, when it comes to detail and the shadow area, especially the dark and shadow area, DeepPrime has better result, which also without a doubt. Now you have the positive side of it. And of course the XD2S is quite smooth. Globally, if you zoom out, all three, Prime, DeepPrime and XD2S, seems quite significantly better. What I believe though, that if you're doing a bigger print, in that case the XD2S is always a good option. DeepPrime is second best, and the Prime obviously chronologically. However though, I personally believe that if you have a lot of images and if you do have less noise, let's say reasonably 1600, even 3200 in modern cameras can do better. In that case, I think that you can use the Prime without any doubt. While you're watching this video, please don't forget to comment in the description below, in the comment section below, to share your opinions. And the reason why I'm recommending you that is because that imagine that you have like hundreds of photos, and then the DeepPrime and XD2S can take a lot of time in order to export because it uses a graphics card, where the Prime can use less resources, which is quite recommended in order to have some nice and quick export, and still you're gonna get a pretty decent quality with the Prime. You'll be very happy with it. Now let's go to the bonus option. So we're going to compare Prime, DeepPrime, XD2S. We're gonna forget about HQ, it doesn't matter. The Prime, DeepPrime and XD2S with the Topaz Photo AI noise reduction. So I'm going to turn it off and then get to the Topaz version. Let's see the result. Now, the one without the watermark is the Topaz, which is the bottom right corner. Now, if I zoom in 100%, pay attention to the details. So, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, Topaz has the best amount of detail. Mind you, I did not use any kind of sharpening here, and I use the default slider. So when it comes to details, actually by default Topaz has the best detail in my opinion, and could be some kind of AI voodoo thing, but is reasonably realistic in my opinion. And if I look at the smaller detail, for instance, and I'm going to 200%, the shadow area and the dark area, DeepPrime XD2S still looks smoother. Topaz is the second best. Again, I think that Topaz has better detail without adding any kind of AI sharpening. So if you have both and you're doing a bulk editing with special noise reduction and all the awesome option from DxO, then I recommend you to stick with DxO. However, if you have Topaz and then Photoshop or even Lightroom, then you'll be very happy with the Topaz as well. So they have, however, they have a different kind of look. If you look at the color, that DxO looks much more natural in my opinion, where Topaz looks a little bit too shiny. What I mean that is can make it look slightly unrealistic, I think. However, for extremely high ISO, Topaz did a very good job when it comes to grain, when it comes to details. It does not look strange. However, if you look at the rec, the Topaz looks much better, but the DxO looks really natural in my opinion. And of course, you can always add a little bit of sharpening and it will be as good as Topaz Photo AI. And of course, DxO has better, it's a full-fledged photo editing software. I'm going to finish this video with one specific thing. Topaz Photo AI, it's a plugin and it does not replace Lightroom or DxO. As a matter of fact, they are not the same. DxO PhotoLab, it's a full-fledged photo editing software where the extraordinary the noise reduction and the lens correction comes with it. So they're both different kind of software. They're both in two different things for two different communities. However, they have one thing in common. They're both known for noise reduction. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm comparing their capabilities of noise reduction. That's it. I'm not saying that one replace another. Not at all. You can have both. But if your noise reduction is a priority, then this is where I can compare one with another because they both have at least those two things common apart from sharpening. So that's my take on DxO's different noise reduction module versus Topaz Photo AI. I hope you like this video. Take care of yourself and bye bye.